माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीर वनचारी यमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोत्र सत अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So today's topic is power of illusion, Maya Shakti. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 30. Today we have text 4. Jantur Vai Bhava Etasmin Jantur Vai Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Sa Labhate Tasham Tasham Sa Labhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate. Please chant. Janturvaye Bhava Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate. Mataji. Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate Janturvaye Bhava Etasmin Yam Yam Yonim Anuvrajet Tasham Tasham Salabhate Nirvritim Na Virajate. Synonyms: Jantuhu, the living entity. Why? Certainly. bhave in worldly existence. Etasmin this yam yam, not yum yum. I was saying it's yam yam, not yum yum. Whatever. Yonim species. Anuvrajet, he may obtain. Tasham, in that. Saha, he. Labhate, achieves. Nirvratim, satisfaction. Na, not. Virajate, is a verse. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The living entity in whatever species of life he appears finds a particular type of satisfaction in that species, and he is never averse to being situated in such a condition. Purport. The satisfaction of the living entity in a particular type of body, even if it is most abominable, is called illusion. A man in a higher position may feel dissatisfaction with the standard of life of a lower grade man, but the lower grade man is satisfied in that position because of the spell of Maya, the external energy. Maya has two phases of activities. One is called prakshepatmika and the other is called avranatmika. Avranatmika means covering and prakshepatmika means pulling down. In any condition of life, the materialistic person or animal will be satisfied because his knowledge is covered by the influence of Maya. In the lower grade or lower species of life, the development of consciousness is so poor that one cannot understand whether he is happy or distressed. This is called avranatmika. Even a hog who lives by eating stool finds himself happy, although a person in a higher mode of life sees that the hog is eating stool. How abominable that life is. You can read the translation one more time. The living entity in whatever species of life he appears finds a particular type of satisfaction in that species, and he is never averse to being situated in such a condition. So it's a very powerful verse. And I myself, I don't know if I'm really so free from this condition myself, but still hearing from great Vaishnavas, Acharyas, who are actually free from these tendencies, we can learn from them, we can take inspiration from them, and we can actually aspire to become free from these tendencies. Because Maya Shakti, Krishna says that it's his divine energy. So the divine energy, when we are not in divine energy, we can easily be overpowered. And that's what Maya Shakti does to living entities. Because we are tiny. And when we are not with the whole, we are very weak on our own. So we can easily be swayed. Just like we can see when there is strong wind and there are so many leaves on the trees. The leaves that are not strongly attached to the tree, they are easily swayed by the wind. But the leaves that are strongly attached to the branches, to the tree, they cannot be swayed. So therefore, we can understand the position of living entity is tatastha. We are marginal and we have a tendency to go the either way. And that's why someone may ask, oh, if we are all spiritual, why are we in material world? Because we have the choice. We are tatastha, we have little independence to choose. We can be on the side of Maya or we can be on the side of Krishna. So when we forget Krishna, that's when we come under the influence of Maya. And we can see in this image, the Maya is actually represented by Durga. And she is personally, we can remember past times of birth of Lord Krishna. He personally told her that you will be worshipped by so many people in this world and by different names. Most people know Durga and Kali. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he is giving a deeper insight how this Maya Shakti works in the material world. So there are two features. These are actually described in detail in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But here Srila Prabhupada mentions how Avaranatmika and Prakshepatmika, these are two features, and how it works is first it covers the consciousness of a living entity and then it pulls it down. So a living entity, tatha dehantra praptir, changes so many bodies going in the cycle of birth and death, samsara chakra. And like how it says in this verse, in whatever condition one is, one feels satisfied being in that body. So, how can one understand if one is already satisfied? How can one understand that this is not the best place where they can be? Anyone wants to take some guesses? Yes, Prigupati Prabhu. That's it. So we can consider our own situation. How did we get out of this? At least to whatever degree we are out of it. One can only understand by taking shelter of the divine potency of the Lord. Yogamaya, not Mahamaya. So Durga is also known, the actual term is not Maya, Mahamaya, which operates only in the material cosmos. But Yogamaya, it operates in spiritual world. Actually, Durga is also an expansion of the Yoga Maya in this world. So, when one takes shelter of Yoga Maya, that's when one can become free. We'll take a historical example. So that's, many of us may know this picture. That's actually Kali, protecting who? Jada Bharat. So Jada Bharat, he was actually Bharat Maharaj before, and he was a great king, and he renounced. Most people cannot renounce a very highly opulent, safe position. But because he was a devotee, he could easily give his kingdom. And he wanted to dedicate a portion of his life to practicing bhakti yoga, devotional service. But certain point, he got a little bit inattentive in his practice, and he got attached to a deer in the forest who happened to be near the place where he was practicing, near his ashram, we can say. As a result, he had to take body of a deer in next life. Many people talk about past life regression. So Bharat Maharaj is a great example, because what happened? When he took the body of a deer, he remembered everything of his last life. I will share a recent story about that, what happened to some person from recent years. Actually, no, it's also is from Ramayana, so it's not recent. But in this one, Bharat Maharaj remembered his previous life, and then in next life he becomes Jada Bharat. So he was acting like a dumb person. He didn't want to interact with any person in materialistic consciousness. So he decided he will simply act like dumb, so no one would bother him, no one would want to interact with him. Because who would like to interact with a dumb person who wouldn't respond at all, no matter how much you try? So that was his response, that was his way. But he wasn't just deciding not to interact with people in materialistic consciousness, he was absorbed internally in his deep meditation. And his goal that he wanted to achieve of constantly remembering Krishna and never forgetting Krishna. There is a beautiful verse, Smartavya satatam Vishnu, Vishmartavyo na jatuchit, Sarve vidhi niseda shur, etayor eva kinkara. This rule, all other rules, they are the servant of this one. What's the rule? Smartavya satatam Vishnu. Always remember Krishna, always remember Vishnu. This is the positive aspect. And what's the negative? Vismartavyo na jatuchit. Never forget Krishna. So, one of the main effects of Maya Shakti is it makes one forget. Forgetfulness is the first symptom of a living entity in materialistic consciousness. We can remember, we can consider this when we go to sleep. I heard my spiritual master said this, that you can start telling yourself, when you are going to sleep, tell yourself, okay, now I'm going to ignorance. So when we go to sleep, we have no awareness of outside, what's happening outside. Especially once one goes to deep sleep, one has no awareness. We are not talking about people who have sleep problems, they can't sleep properly, but someone who gets to deep sleep, they will have no awareness of what's happening outside. So this is state of forgetfulness, and we are doing that every day in our life. But not only that, even when we are awake, we are in a state of forgetfulness. I mean, really, even as devotees, how often we remember this, that I'm thinking I'm this body. I'm doing things to give pleasure to this body. How often do we think? So this tendency is very strong. And how do you deal with like a very intense, strong condition, strong, severe disease, one can say? How do you deal with it? There has to be a severe treatment for that, right? Like one has to, when someone is terminally ill or like very severe sickness, they have to go to special section where doctors, they are there, very attentive, checking, constantly checking how they are doing. And it has to be like a very strong system to deal with that strong condition. So what's the strong system in bhakti? The strong system Krishna himself gives in Bhagavad Gita. The strong system is detachment. Detachment from material and attachment to spiritual. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that how can one develop attachment? What's the actual practice? There are two aspects. He describes that the most powerful thing we can use to become free is the tongue. And two ways we can do it. Chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And second aspect, I'm sure everyone would agree with this if you don't agree with chanting. Taking Krishna Prasad. My spiritual master says when there is a good feast, no one has any doubts about Krishna consciousness. We can see when there is some special festival, even before the program is over, there is a big line of people lined up for the prasad. So it's very prominent. But these are two very simple ways we can actually become free from these two aspects of the Maya Shakti, how it covers us, and not only covers us, then it pulls us down. So we can see how Bharat Maharaj, being inattentive in his practice, he got distracted. So same way we can see every morning we say, Bhrigupati Prabhu chants. One who is unattentive, what's the part? One who is unattentive to chanting, inattentive to chanting. So after reciting 10 offenses, we say, one who is inattentive to chanting Hare Krishna. So we have to become attentive. Because Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he actually says, all the other offenses, all the 10 offenses we recite, they actually come by inattentive chanting. That's how they start. And of course, then it goes deeper. But that's a whole topic. For here we can understand these are the two powerful ways and very simple ways. Anyone can do it. We eat every day and we talk every day. So we can talk about Krishna and we can chant Hare Krishna. And we can take prasad. It sounds very simple. But it's not that simple when you actually come to doing it. And doing it every day. We'll take one example of Indra. Considering the point how one becomes comfortable in whatever species of life one is. One may say, no, that's not true. I feel when I'm going through stress, I don't want to be like this, or I don't want to be, or when I'm sick, I don't feel like I want to have this body. But that's not true. As soon as you get healthy, you forget again. We can remember like when there was the COVID, there was a complete lockdown. So many people died. How many people talk about it now? Most people, they already forget. They are like going on with their life, busy with their life again. And there is no really remembrance of, how severe it was. Like imagine just being inside all day and night. It's kind of crazy. But people got used to it. Actually, people got so used to it So many people, even now, they don't go to stores for shopping. They just do all the shopping online. I don't want to go to the stores. And some people, they are still wearing masks. Of course, there can be so many reasons, but we can understand the point that some people are used to it. I actually asked a few people, hey, like no one else is wearing masks now. Why are you wearing masks now? So some people, of course, they gave me a reason that, I actually, I don't know what's the exact word, but they don't feel comfortable being with so many people around. So they just cover it, and it kind of makes them feel a little comfortable. They cover themselves. But other people have other reasons. Still, we can understand, why are you wearing mask now? It's safe. You can go around without wearing a mask, but people still wearing. So they are comfortable living that way. But Indra, he actually, what he did is, Indra is king of heaven. Someone may not have heard if someone is new, but we know. Indra is king of heaven. He has such opulent life. We cannot even imagine the facilities Indra has. But one time he offended his spiritual master, and he was cursed. He actually, he makes so many mistakes. We have heard so many historical pastimes. He tried to fight with Krishna. And just after the pastime, when Krishna saved him from all the demons, and again he wanted to get into a fight with Krishna. He forgets. So one time he was very actually disrespectful to his spiritual master. As a result, he was cursed to become a hog. And he got so used to living as a hog, he had to come down to earth. He lived as a hog, and he created a whole big family, had so many piglets, and the ladies in the house, and he was again living like a pig Indra. And when Lord Brahma saw he had been away for 1 year, so he was cursed to live as a pig for 1 year. And when he was away, Lord Brahma, he noticed, man, without Indra, it's hard to organize, hard to manage the whole affairs. And imagine when Savas Prabhu goes to India for 1 month, he has to keep track, hey, who is coming to the temple, who is not coming, so many things he has to do. But Indra, imagine, he's managing the whole material world. And he's away from his position for his seat for 1 year. And he's living as a pig, as a hog. And he's happy, he's enjoying the life. Lord Brahma decides, man, we have to go and get him back. He's not going to work like this. Lord Brahma goes and asks him, hey, it's time to go, let's go. Can you imagine what was Indra's response? He was like, no, I have so many things to do. I cannot go. I have these little pigs I have to take care. I have my wife, I have this, I have that. He gave so many reasons. I have no time to go with you. He was like this. And Lord Brahma, it's mentioned, Lord Brahma was actually amazed. He was like, man, how can you be like this? You completely forgot you are like Indra, king of heaven. So that's how this Maya Shakti operates. No matter if you are in material world, no matter what high position you are at, you can still be influenced. So that's why we should be very attentive. We should be very careful from being influenced. And that's why we should remember Krishna every moment. Because the moment we forget, his Maya is with Krishna. As soon as we forget, she's there. Hello, I'm your dear friend. Don't forget me, I'm here. I'm with you. Krishna sometimes goes away, but I'm there for you all the time. So that's the service of Durga. She has to do this. But when someone is like Jad Bharat, look at her, the kind of form she takes. This is actually her own devotees. They were trying to offer Jad Bharat in a human sacrifice to Durga. And she takes this poem, you rascals, you don't know who you have brought here. And she killed all her own devotees to protect Jad Bharat. So we have to, if we cannot become a pure devotee, we at least have to hold on to the feet of a pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada. And then we can become free. We have to engage in actually practical service. These are some pictures from Rath Yatra. I like already thinking of Rath Yatra. I'm so excited about this year's Rath Yatra. You know, it's like such an amazing festival. Because that's where we can see how all these people, they have no intention to come to the festival. But when they see, oh, what's going on here? They get drawn into it. So that's what Krishna consciousness is. It's like a chance for people to become attracted to Krishna. Whether they like food or they like music or whatever they like fashion, they like art, they like culture, whatever they like, somehow or other, they have to come to Krishna. We have to give them an excuse. So, of course, we give excuse by giving them Prabhupada's books, because anything else they take, they can forget. But a big book, someone told Prabhupada, if you write magazines, people can easily throw it away once they look at it. But no one throws a big book. Once they have a big book, they're not going to throw it. They will at least maybe give it to someone else. Hey, I don't need it, you can have it. But they will do something with it. They're not going to like put a big book in trash. So, we have to engage in devotional service, and that's the only way we can become free from this covering and pulling down effect. We didn't talk about pulling down yet, it was just a covering. Imagine, there is one example I heard that how they, I actually saw this when I was in school. There were a couple of people, they had a really good sense of humor. They would go and joke about people, try to show that this person is really foolish and we are very smart, and some of their friends would laugh at them. So there was one person one time, what they did is, we had a little pool in the boarding school. There was like a little pool in the middle of the building for like bathing, washing, doing different things. So what they did is actually they took this person and they put him in that pool, and they pull him out, and then he take a breath, and then they again dip him in the water. So they did it few times, and he was like gasping for breath. He was like really, I was like, man, what are you doing with this? Take him out. So I was like, that's enough for fun, But so they took him out. But we get an idea. That's what Maya does to us. She gives us a little break. Okay, you can practice bhakti for 2 months, and then I'll talk to you. And then, time comes and we are faced with the challenge. So then we have to decide again. So we go through these motions. But we can remember, if we stick to it, we hold on to it, then we can win these challenges, because Krishna also gives us strength to win any challenge we can. I'll finish with this. There was one person, he went to his guru. He said that, oh, I have this attachment, I cannot give up. How do I do it? His guru said, tomorrow, come and meet me in the forest here and, hold on to a tree. So he was holding on to a tree, and his guru said that, leave it. But this person actually, he was holding on to the tree and he said, I cannot leave this tree. And his guru said, what do you mean you cannot leave the tree? You are holding on to it, so just leave it. So we are like that. We have these attachments. We are holding on to these attachments. But if we decide to leave it, then it is possible. But we cannot just decide to leave it and not do anything. We have to do something, because we have to be engaged in something. So to give up material attachment, we have to find a spiritual option. Like I know one person, he tells me he's addicted to smoking. So I told him, yes, it's not easy to give up smoking, especially if you are addicted to it. But then I told him that start chanting Hare Krishna. And Don't eat anything else other than prasad. Because if you keep taking prasad, it may take you a little bit of time. But if you keep taking prasad, your taste buds, they will become spiritualized. You will lose taste for like smoking or whatever else you eat. And of course, he's trying it. He hasn't given up yet, but he's giving it a try. But the point is, we can see in our own life, like we may be attached to eating so many things before coming to bhakti. But once we start taking prasad, we don't have any attraction to any other foods. Sometimes people ask me, oh, when you go out, what do you eat? I was like, I don't eat outside food. He said, what? Like, what do you do then? I was like, I bring my prasad from the temple. I can't eat outside food. So, but for some people, because they are so used to eating outside, it's unimaginable. How can you live without eating food from outside? Like, where you go, you have to eat food from outside. But we can see, like, so many devotees, even when devotees are traveling overseas, like some of the gurus especially, the disciples, they pack so many things, so the guru doesn't have to eat anything on the plane. Even though in the plane they even provide vegetarian meals and all that stuff, but still, like, it depends how attentive, how serious you want to take it. But taking prasad is like a serious treatment for this thing. So, of course, we can go on, but it's already time. Thank you very much. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.